Hi, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, I read tarot intuitively, and today we're doing another timeless pick a card reading on how do other people see you, how do other people perceive you. And again, remember, this is just other people's perception. This is just how other people choose to perceive you out of their cognition, and this is not who you truly are. So having said that, we have 4 piles. Pile number 1, we have the Cosmic Tarot. Pile number 2, we have Murder of Crows Tarot. Pile number 3, we have Tarot of the Divine Masculine. Pile number 4, we have Golden Botticelli Tarot. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile for your reading, and I'll see you guys in your reading. And if you would like to reach out for a private reading, my email ID and my Instagram handle is given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Cosmic Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So we are asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters today for how do other people see you? How are you perceived by other people? And just to remember, this is just how other people perceive you. You know, it's a projection of how you're being perceived and not so much who you really are. Yeah, so angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters. How is pile number 1 perceived? How do people see pile number 1? How do people see pile number 1? How is pile number 1 perceived? Clear, concise message of spirit. How is pile number 1 perceived? One more. Okay, pile number 1. So we have the 6 of Cups, 4 of Cups, Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords, King of Wands. We have the 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 7 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, the World, and 5 of Cups. So a lot of messages here, pile number 1. People definitely see you as someone who's very dreamy. You definitely are someone who likes to stay in their own world here. You know, you're very sort of preoccupied by your own thoughts. That's just how people perceive you, especially at the first glance. You know, you're very much, I think pile number 1 is definitely an introvert, you know, and just given that, I think once someone gets to know you and once someone breaks the barrier with you in context of communication and is really able to like penetrate your inner world, so to speak here, they really get a glimpse of a very joyous childlike nature who's perhaps very witty and sarcastic, and they definitely see this duality within you where you have this very like what I would consider a fun sense of humor, but I think there is some sadness and just some traces of sadness lurking within you, and I think this is something people definitely pick up on. You know, I think people can definitely pick up on the fact that you have lost a lot of battles. You know, you've been backstabbed, betrayed by a lot of people here. You know, but I think you wear your scars well. You know, and this is definitely something people perceive about you. You know, it's very evident. I'm not saying that you have like a facial scar or something, but maybe some of y'all do. But just the things you've gone through, like even just mentally here, mentally and emotionally, you know, you're definitely very, very transformational, pile number one. People definitely see you as someone who's not, like, you would not crave conflict, but if it came to that, you would really not shy away from fighting, so to speak here. Yeah, but I think you're very picky about the battles you choose to fight here. I don't think you fight every battle, and I think you know which battle to fight here, pile number one. So I'm sensing you have a great sense of discernment. And people definitely see you as someone who can hold their own in battle. You know, so you could very much be any of the fixed signs, Taurus, Capricorn. The Capricorn is not a fixed sign, but you could be a Capricorn, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. You could be any of the signs. But people definitely see you as someone who's very stubborn and who can hold their ground when just, you know, you're not sort of afraid to walk your own path here, pile number one. People definitely see that within you, and you know, I feel the kind of journey again, I'm having some difficulty speaking, so I feel a lot of y'all need to express your throat. Your throat chakra is very blocked here, you know. So I also think that you're very stuck in your head here, pile number one, because I'm not able to form my thoughts all of a sudden. So, you know, you're definitely someone who's very mentally stuck in your head. And what I'm getting here is, I think people see this. I think people really see how complex your inner world is and how you sort of operate within those realms. And sometimes what happens there, I think, is you sort of don't ground yourself and you lose touch with reality here. Yes, I think that is what is happening here. So I think you definitely need to ground yourself more, pile number one. You know, taking a walk in the forest, nature, anywhere, walking bare feet in the grass, all of that really, really helps. Be outside more. I think it would really help you. But yes, I think once people get to know you, they definitely see you as a leader here. And I don't think you see yourself necessarily as a leader here, but people definitely see you as a very natural leader. I don't even think it's something you sort of try to project onto others or something. You know, I think it's just how you are. I think you have a very beautiful way of just going about things, and a very unique way which sort of works for you and works for people around you here. So people definitely see that about you, and with that, they definitely see you as someone who's also very creative here with the King of Wands. You may be very, very creative, but I don't think you always utilize your creative potential here, pile number one. That's what I'm getting. And I think sometimes what happens is even you don't realize why you're so bored. You know, I feel a lot of y'all may feel very bored, and I think that is definitely to do with just, you know, I think it's about just balancing out your creativity and your creative juices here, you know, because I think you go at either extremes here to sort of, you know, you're sort of 100% there or you're not, you know. So I think you definitely need to come into moderation here with your creative stuff to get longevity that you really want here. Yeah, but people definitely see you as someone who has taken a lot of losses. And I think what is beautiful about you and what people notice about you is when you go through sorrow, you really don't mind taking time for yourself. You don't mind walking away. And you're very much okay being in your own energy to recharge here, which is great, you know. So I'm definitely picking up a very heavy introverted energy. A very introverted energy which is very quiet on the outside, but I think your inner world is very loud. Not even loud, it can get very loud to you at times, but you definitely have a very vivid inner world, you know. Like I feel, pile number one, if you were put on an island alone, you would not feel bad. I think you would survive. At least you would survive in the context of you wouldn't need other people to sort of be there for you, or even the girl here in Six of Cups, she's so in her own world here that she could really care less about this guy like looking at her and trying to steal a kiss from her or something. So yeah, what I'm also getting with that is you may also be very, very attractive. You may be very petite, and you may be very attractive to a lot of people, but I don't think you realize that you're attractive to people because you're so in your own world here. Pile number 1. You're so caught up in your own thoughts and your own creativity that you just don't realize how many people are actually checking you out here. Even for example, if you were just taking a walk, you would have a lot of eyes on you, and you would not even realize that people are looking at you in like, a very suggestive way. And I don't think you personally really enjoy that either. But you definitely have a lot of suitors here, a lot of options when it comes to love. Yeah, and I think people notice that about you, and I think this is one of the reasons why people would probably not tell you how beautiful you are, because they think that, there may be so many other people to tell you that, so to speak here. And I don't even think you look at yourself like that. I don't think you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm the bomb, and I definitely think you should. I think the more you will be able to tap into your potential, and the more you'll be able to realize who you truly are. And I think that will really help you get out of your mind here. But you're definitely very, very powerful. And again, I feel like saying that you really need to express. I think a lot of y'all need to speak your truth here. A lot of y'all are just avoiding speaking your truth. And I think you need to realize that you cannot make everyone happy. And the more you succeed, you will have more haters. And I don't think you're someone who talks all the time anyway. I think when you talk pile number 1, you definitely have something important to share. You definitely measure your words here. And you have some actual depth to say, you have actual deep things to say here. And that is definitely mirrored even in your silence. But I think Spirit is really saying here that don't be silent anymore. I think it's time for you to really speak your truth and own your truth and just come into being who you truly are. Which is this King of Wands. Someone who's very, very creative and opulent in the way they communicate here. So you definitely need to get out of your mind and, put your foot to the pedal. Yeah, you definitely need to take more action with things. I think you're very stuck in your head. People also look at you as someone who's not afraid of walking away. Like, you're definitely not you definitely don't mind walking away from situations that no longer serve you. I feel I wouldn't say you're quick to cut your losses and move on, but once you get the clarity that something is not meant for you, you will go through the grief of it and you will move on. And I think other people in your life aren't like that. Yeah, so I think this is also people like maybe your ex-friends, ex-lovers, whatever, They're definitely, like, they would still be hung up on you, but you would not, even though you sort of went through more sadness, if that makes sense. But you're definitely very intelligent here. And I think what is stopping you from taking decisive action is your own limiting thoughts and your beliefs that you sort of are carrying about yourself, that you really don't need here. I think it should be very easy for you to, well, I shouldn't say it would be very easy, but I think what would help you here is meditation. I think pile number 1, you really need to meditate. I think it would really, really help you express and direct your creative energy better, and also find harmony and balance in just knowing that you don't always need to have your guard up, and you don't always need to, not everyone is sort of out to get you. I think you're very triggered at a very survival level just because of everything that you've gone through. But I think what is happening to you right now is you're going through some major transformations and some major changes here. I think your life is definitely turning in your favor here, even though it may not seem like it. So I guess it's really about losing the battle and winning the war here, pile number 1. And you may have a lot of strong 8th, 12th house placements, so you're definitely someone who goes through a lot of transformations. And like I said, it's not something that's very pleasant to you, but once you really acknowledge it, it becomes easier for you. And I think what I'm also getting here is the difficulty level that you are at, most people aren't at. So definitely know that there's a purpose and there's a reason why certain things happen to you in your life. And I think that will start making sense to you more and more as you sort of step into your north node and your life purpose here, which you definitely are going to in this lifetime, pile number 1. Yeah. And by that, what I also mean is people definitely see, I don't think you see this about yourself, but I think this is what others see about you, that you have a very big destiny to fulfill. And I think the more you will start realizing this, the more you'll really figure out what your purpose is. I think it will illuminate things more and more as you progress. Pull some oracle. Any additional messages, Spirit? Okay, these are too many cards. But I'll take this one card since it was flipped. Okay, I guess Spirit wants me to take more cards, so I will. So we have the manatee, the meerkat, the cat, mountain goat, rattlesnake, and tiger. So like I said, I did mention early on that I think you're definitely meant to be a leader here. And even, for example, even if you're in a corporate, you need to know that you're not meant to work under someone because you have so much more to give. You're definitely meant to lead. You're definitely meant to lead here. It says you're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. Like I said, this is just synchronicity, and I think this is what Spirit was trying to do with the more cards. I'm sorry. And we have the rattlesnake, which says the experience that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. So, like I said, you definitely have big destinies here. And this is just a beautiful synchronicity, So, you definitely have a very spiritual purpose, even if you're doing something very worldly. What people don't understand is spiritual stuff doesn't just have to be something occult. You can make your everyday anything into a spiritual practice. And I think that is the understanding you have about the things you do. You could not be doing something overtly occult. You could very much work in a company, but I think the way you perceive things and the way you sort of have this almost like you want everyone to do well. You don't just want to do well for yourself, and just that great sort of worldview that you carry with you. I think you're very much chosen here by number 1. That's what I'm trying to say. And like I was saying, everything you're going through is sort of an initiation, which is basically a test into fulfilling your purpose. as a healer. So you may identify as a healer overtly, or you may not, but I think you're definitely very intuitive here. So a lot of creativity and a lot of intuition here with the orange and the purple. And we have the mountain goat, which says that there's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. And I think what I'm getting with mountain goat is I definitely mentioned Capricorns, or you could be an Aries. But what I'm getting here is you need to trust people again. I think you've been hurt so much that you just don't know whom to trust. So you definitely need to get into a place of trusting people. Yes, we have the meerkat, which says get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. So yeah, the synchronicities are there. I'm just noticing it now. And so you definitely need to know that not everyone, you're not going to attract the same kind of people. I think you've learned your lesson here. And that is what Spirit is saying. Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. And just know, even if you don't have the right kind of people around you, they will come. But I think you also need to make space. You need to sort of put it out in the universe that you are open to new connections that will, add to you instead of taking out of you. And yeah, we have the tiger and we have the cat, so you could identify as a lion star seed, but you're definitely meant to pave your own path. And I think you need to realize that you don't need anyone. Pile number 1, you don't need anyone. And I think you would do better off on your own. And it's very interesting, we have the cat and we have the tiger, so I think that is the dual aspect to you, that we sort of spoke about early on, with how you have like a very intelligent mind and like a great sense of humor, but you also sort of have a lot of depth, a lot of emotional depth. So yeah, the complexity. I think the right people will look at your complexity and think of it as something very beautiful and something to be known. I think they would be very fascinated and very attracted to sort of peel your layers down, but I think these would be the kind of people who are very honest with themselves, just the way you are very honest with yourself here. And I know those kind of people are very rare, but just know that the right kind of people will come, who sort of won't just call you complicated or something because, they lack depth. So just know that it's all projection, right? Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number 1. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment, and my details are given in the description box below if you would like to reach out for a private reading. And I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose Murder of the Crows Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So we are asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters today, how do people perceive or look at pile number 2? How do others view pile number 2? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides. Have a jump. And this is a rather slippery deck, so yeah. How do people perceive pile number 2? How do people perceive? Okay, very interesting. So We have the Judgment, Temperance, Sun, Seven of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Justice, Star, Queen of Swords, the Hierophant, King of Wands, King of Cups, and the Tower. So, people definitely see you as someone who's very, very spiritual here. I don't know if you necessarily speak about your spirituality, but I feel a lot of y'all may be doing that. But the way in which people really perceive you is, I think you have a very sort of dark demeanor here. You know, you may be into goth or goth looking vibe, or you know, you could very much wear a lot of black. But not just that, by that what I mean is, you may have this very grim looking, like a resting bee face, so to speak, but you're very jolly, you're very, very happy, and you're very bubbly. And I think people who sort of look at you the first time, they would not be able to, you know, they would not be able to say that you're like really bubbly, so to speak. But you know, by that what I mean is, you may come off as, you know, someone who has a very hard exterior and as if someone who's just like, don't disturb me vibes. But I think once people get to know you and, you know, you warm up to them, they really see that you're sort of like, you're sort of like the jokester, you know, you have a great sense of humor here. But, and you also bring things in balance. You're very great at balancing things out. You know, I think the more people find you and get to know you, I think you may be juggling a lot of things here. You know, I'm sensing a lot of moms here with like kids and a job, you know. You don't have to be, or you could be, you know. But people definitely see you do multiple things here in a day. You know, and people think you balance it out beautifully. And you just have a very happy vibe to you, you know. I think even if you are down, you don't stay down for a very, very long time. And I feel, and I think people notices, what people also notice about you and see you is, I think people know not to mess with you because they would sort of get instant karma here. And yeah, but people definitely see you as someone who's very, very wise. They see you as someone who's very, very wise, someone who has really learned from the experiences growing up, and someone who has learned to control their emotions. People also perceive you as someone who's not very afraid of cutting someone out, if the need be. Yes, you're very, people definitely see you as someone, as, you know, like you're sort of very quick to cut off anyone given the opportunity. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, you know. And again, this is just people's perception of you and how people see you. This is not who you actually are, you know. But people also, you're also showing up here as a star card. So people definitely see you as a star in whatever you're doing, you know. I feel a lot of y'all may be in the public eye, but not everyone would be in this pile. But yes, but you know, people definitely see you as a star in their life. You know, people definitely look at you as someone, maybe people say this, you know, people who probably say that I would not be able to, maybe I would not do everything that pile number 2 does, but the way they do it is so admirable. And you know, I wouldn't be able to do it like them if I was doing that, you know. So they definitely see you as a master here. They definitely see you as someone who has mastered whatever you're doing. And I think you have a very complex understanding of what you're doing here. I think people may also look at you as someone who may have a bit of a temper, or you may come off as, earlier, like I was saying, right, you have a very hard exterior, but you're very bubbly on the inside. So people can't really tell what are you, like how are you when you're angry. And I think they would get really scared and assume the worst, that, you know, you would just be like a complete raging tyrant when you're angry, which I don't think is the case here, pile number 2. But again, this is just how people see you and sort of perceive you. But people definitely see you as someone who's very hardworking. You're not someone afraid of getting your hands dirty and getting things done. Yeah, I think that is the key here. I think you're very focused on getting things done. And another thing that people really notice about you or perceive about you is you're definitely someone who knows when to act. Yes, people definitely see you as someone who knows when to act. You definitely pay attention to the call. You don't procrastinate. I think I think that's what I'm trying to say. You don't exactly procrastinate, and you have a great sense of balance when it comes to knowing when to do something and when to give up. Again, I'm suddenly having difficulty speaking, so I feel you may be very stuck in your head. I think if at all there is any detriment, it is your own thoughts here. Yep, we have Queen of Swords, right? So you definitely become your biggest enemy here, pile number 2. That's what I'm getting. You don't allow yourself to progress sometimes, and I think it's you yourself putting yourself under these limiting beliefs, and I think you also have this great need to be perfect almost. You may be a Virgo, or you could have any important Virgo prominent placements in your chart. You could be Libra, Aquarius, Sagittarius. We also have Taurus here. I don't think you're necessarily introverted. I think people perceive you as someone people perceive you as someone who has a very tight-knit group of friends, and I think people definitely see you as an ambivert here. You would be an extrovert when you need to, but I feel a lot of y'all used to be very, very loud and extroverted, but I think with age y'all have sort of tempered down, so to speak. Any additional messages? How do people perceive file number 2? Okay, we have humpback whale, the elk, camel, walrus, snow leopard, panda, and meerkat. I think people definitely see you as someone who is sort of meant to go the long mile here, so to speak, and you're not sort of afraid to be alone. But I think pile number 2, what you need to know is, even though you may have been hurt here, just know that the right people will come in. Be cautious, but don't be paranoid. I'm getting mixed messages. You definitely need to take some time out for solitude. You definitely need to spend some time by yourself every day with just you. Not even your thoughts. I think you need to learn to calm your thoughts. I'm not saying meditation, you could meditate, but find whatever way works for you, where you're able to quiet your mind and just be with yourself. because you're definitely meant here for great stuff, and this is what also people see in you. People see someone who's not afraid of standing up alone, someone who definitely maintains their dignity when their truth is questioned, you know. I think your truth has been questioned a lot of times, and I think you yourself had to, like, you sort of doubted your own truth oftentimes because of certain people in your life, and people definitely see that, and people definitely see that you have sort of maintained your grace throughout it all, you know. So I feel you may have dealt with some horrible exes or some narcissists of some kind, you know. Maybe this is someone in the family, but people definitely see you as a lone wolf. I know we don't have a wolf card, but that's the vibe I'm getting, you know. You love people, but you're not afraid to walk your own path here, and you're resourceful. You're very, very resourceful. Yeah, that's what people really see in you, you know. And I think, and by that what I mean is, anyone would sort of look at you and be like, okay, if I'm with pile number 2, I know I'll never run out, because pile number 2 always sort of figures out a way, so to speak. Yes, that's what I was trying to get at with these cards. Stop being in your head so much, and communicate more. You need to speak your truth here, pile number 2. Yeah. So that's all I had for pile number 2. Again, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And my details are given in the description box below if you would like to reach out for a private reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose Tarot of the Divine Masculine, this is going to be your reading. So we're asking spirit guides, angels, ancestors, our family today. Okay. How do people see pile number 3? Take these 3 cards. Alright. How do people see pile number 3? How do people perceive pile number 3 here? How do people perceive pile number 3, spirit? Clear, concise messages, spirit. Thank you. Okay, take this card. How is pile number 3 perceived? How do people see pile number 3? Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Protector card, which is the Empress, Page of Swords, the Hierophant, 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, Intuition, which is High Priestess, 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 8 of Swords, and 2 of Wands. So, first things first, people definitely see you as someone who's very much in touch with their feminine side. Doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, you know. I think you have a very nurturing vibe about you. I think this is, again, what I'm getting a lot of messages. What Spirit is trying to say here is, you may attract certain kind of narcissists or people in your life who need a lot of healing in like the kind of friends you have, the kind of people you've dated, pile number 3, you know. You definitely attract I'm not saying you necessarily attract broken people, but you kind of do. Yeah. And that's just because you need to realize you have a beautiful light about you. You're very much in touch with your feminine here. You're very much in touch with your intuition here. Yeah, you're very, very attractive here. First things first, pile number 3. People are very attractive to you. They definitely see you as someone who's very, very attractive. And they see you as someone, people see you as someone they can come to for advice. So I feel a lot of you are maybe tarot readers. I feel a lot of you are maybe into Reiki, into some form of divination, occult, spiritual stuff. And people definitely see you as a great communicator. Like you have a beautiful nurturing side to you, but you also have a great sense of humor. And yeah, people know not to cross you because you definitely have a sharp tongue here. That's what I'm getting. People see you as someone who does the hard work, and what people really see about you, pile number 3, that I really want to point out is people definitely see you as someone who's very much stuck in their own head. Yeah, I think you're very, very, very stuck in your own head here. I think this may be, I feel this is in context about something in the past here. I feel a lot of y'all, pile number 3, you may have gone through a breakup, or someone betrayed you in a business deal or something along those lines. But someone definitely betrayed you, backstabbed you, and maybe there's some gossip about that, but people definitely see that you have moved on from that, and you're definitely moving towards your future. You're very much focused on your future here. And how people see you, people definitely see you as someone who's sort of very divine. You're very much in touch with the divine here. So again, I'm getting a lot of tarot readers, but you don't have to be. You could just be very religious or very spiritual. Very much in touch with God here. And even if you're not sort of pursuing being a healer of any kind, people come to you with issues. You're the problem solver. People definitely see you as someone who solves problems. Could be even something technical. You could be like a computer guy. Yeah, it's a general reading, so fit it to your situation. Yeah. But people definitely see you as someone who's very stable, very reliable, very nurturing, very loving, very motherly. And yeah, but you're very, very much in your divine feminine energy. I think you're very much in the space of attracting everything you need to you right now. And just know that, and this is not a manifestation reading, but just know that everything that you've been manifesting is coming to you. So I think pile number 3, you being stuck in your head also has a lot to do with your issues with self-worth. I think you sometimes feel you don't deserve good things. And that is a very dangerous way of looking at things for yourself. I think you really need to change that. You do deserve nice things here, pile number 3. So I think the more you'll realize that you're truly worthy, and I think you need to realize you're truly worthy even if you're not contributing to the society, even if you're not doing something, even if you're not earning money, or like just even helping anyone. Even if you're just existing, you have value, you have worth. And I feel a lot of your people definitely see you as a workaholic, and I think this is a lot to also to do with the fact that you sort of cannot separate your identity from what you do here. And I think what Spirit is saying is you need to see yourself not as something that you do, but as just something that you are. I'm not trying to get very meta over here, but I think you're very, very powerful, pile number 3, and I think you're getting in your own way. And I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say, who this is supposed to make sense to. This is a general reading, so, but whoever this specifically is for, you're way too powerful. Just get out of your own way here, man. Come on. But people definitely see you as, despite all this, not despite all this, this is quite amazing. You're very intuitive, you're great at communicating, you're great with people. People definitely see all this about you. And I think people definitely see you as like hubby wifey material, 10 of cups. People definitely want to wife you, hubby you up. So you're very, very attractive here. You're definitely like marriage goods, pile number 3, so to speak. People may also feel that people may also see that you like to take your time to yourself, and you don't like to rush into things. I feel a lot of you only get time to be alone at night, so you may be some sort of insomniacs here. Sleep more, pile number 3. Sleep more. But people definitely see you as a great communicator here. And I think what you're really great at, pile number 3, is you're great at creating things. You're very good at creating things from nothing. And I think that is your talent. And I think that is very much also to do with, this is not a life purpose reading again, but I think your life purpose has something to do with you creating something from ground up. Marker. Okay, we have Camel, which says, trust you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. So I think we'll just take one card for pile number 3. I think with this card you need to realize that you are truly, you don't need anyone. You really don't need other people, and you have everything. The camel sort of has the water in its back, right? He sort of has all the resources he needs to traverse through the desert. And I think pile number 3, you have a very long road to success, but just know that your success is coming. Your success is coming in slowly, it's trickling in, but it is coming in surely. And trust me, it's better to have something little by little than to have than to just get somewhere overnight, like overnight success or something like that. It doesn't last. I think what you're creating is meant to last a legacy, and I think that is what people see in you. People definitely see you as someone who's meant to sort of fight the long war. You're meant to go the long way. I guess I'm trying to use like a traveling metaphor, but so we have a lot of blue in this card, and I'm just at loss of words all of a sudden. So I feel you definitely need to speak your truth more. I feel a lot of y'all are not speaking your truth here. You definitely need to speak your truth more and more, pile number 3. And just know that you're very self-sufficient and very self-reliant to get where you need to go. And even if you don't feel you have the resources, I think you just need to ask Spirit and it will be given to you. So I feel a lot of you are not even asking. So just ask. That's what Spirit is saying, that just ask whatever you need and we'll give it to you. Just keep walking. Yeah, that's what Spirit is saying. Just keep walking here. Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number 3s. Again, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And my details are given in the description box below. If you would like to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. Thank you. Hello pile number 4. If you chose the Golden Botticelli Tarot, this is going to be your reading. We're asking angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters today. How do people view pile number 4? How do people perceive pile number 4? Clear, concise messages, Spirit, thank you. How is pile number 4 perceived? How do people perceive pile number 4? Clear, concise messages, Spirit, thank you. How do people perceive pile number 4? How do people perceive pile number 4? So what I'm getting, so we have, firstly we have, the cards, sorry. We have 4 of Wands, 5 of Cups, the Lovers, 10 of Chalices, 9 of Pentacles, the Tower, 5 of Wands, Knave of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands, 10 of Swords, and 10 of Pentacles. So I'm getting a lot of messages here, and I think these are perhaps different people perceiving you differently. You know, I think people who, okay, let's talk about people who really like you, you know. People who really like you, the way they perceive you is, they definitely see you as someone who's very loving, who's very motherly, who's very nurturing. You know, you would probably be the kind of friend that, you know, if someone had a breakup, they would sort of crash over at your place to feel better, you know, to your friends. This is probably how your friends perceive you. And you're very attractive, pile number 4. And I think even with your romantic interests, I think your romantic interests are a little intimidated by just how independent you can be at times. And I think they really want to like fulfill you and take care of you, and sort of want you to need them in a way that, you know, they want some dependability on them, you know. And again you need to remember that this is just everyone's perception of you, and this is not who you actually are, you know. I think you're just like this guy on this 5 of Wands card, you know. I'm just like, yeah, can I go home now? I think that is you, but you have all these different energies sort of projecting onto you, all these different things. And I think it's again, I'm getting a lot of energies here. I think it's also getting your ex coming through, and your ex is perhaps wanting you back or something, you know. So Yeah, but yeah, I think your exes want you back, pile number 4, but I think you know that they do not have the tools, even if they have the passion. They do not have the tools to give you what you truly need here. And I think you've had enough people backstab you, betray you, and just people getting in your way, so to speak here. I think you're really tired of other people's drama, other people creating drama in your life, and I just noticed we have 10 cups. We have not cups, sorry. We have 3 tens. I'm just having difficulty speaking today. I don't know. Or I feel you may have difficulty expressing your truth in some form, some way, shape or form. Yeah, I think you're definitely having some trouble expressing your truth here, Pailam. And I think you need to speak up, and you need to speak your truth here. I had a very similar thing to say for all piles, but I think that it remains true even here as well. You definitely need to speak your truth. I think what is happening here is you're definitely keeping a lot of things to yourself, and I think you have a lot of people in your life that you could probably tell off. I think there are a lot of people in your life that you could just say that go take a hike, so to speak here, but I don't think you are like that. I think you have this tendency of internalizing things, and I think this is also what people pick up on people pick up in your energy when they see you. They definitely see you internalizing something constantly. But a lot of people see you as the perfect person to get married to, the perfect person to have the white picket fence with here over here, so to speak. And I know not all of y'all want that, but again, this is just how people sort of see you, right? And yeah, people definitely see you as someone they would want to date. I think people can definitely see that you've gone through a lot of betrayal, backstabbing, disappointing tribulations in your life. I think you've gone through a lot of transformations, and these are again people who have seen you transform. I think there are a lot of people who have sort of seen you transform and still maintain this childlike innocence about wanting to do things. But I think you're at a place where you're completing very, very big chapters, Pailam, before. I think you're completing very, very huge chapters, and you're sort of writing your future here. You're definitely writing your future here. So you need to realize you're a very powerful manifestor, and everything you sort of speak, think, feel right now is very crucial to your own future, and you're sort of creating it. So again, I feel you have a lot of romantic interests. I feel you have a lot of people in your DMs, so to speak. And I just don't think you're interested. I think you're very focused on internalizing things. And I think what you need to know, pile number 4, is you are where you are in your life right now for a very specific reason. You almost not almost You are exactly where you need to be, because you're learning something very, very important, and you cannot bypass that at all. You cannot bypass what you're learning, the experiences that are happening to you right now. And I think you always have a choice. You always have a choice to not do something. But yeah, I definitely feel a lot of y'all are being called here to follow your destiny path, and I feel that is why, you know, you will sort of start understanding why certain things have had happened in your life. You know, we saw that bee flying by, so I feel you have a lot of people stalking you. I feel you have a lot of people. Yeah, you definitely have a lot of eyes on you, pile number 4. You have a lot of eyes on you, and I just don't think you're interested in anyone. I think you're very much caught up in your own inner rich world of just being and figuring things out and just getting through the day. But people definitely want to give you their wand here, so to speak, Paloma, for you're very, very attractive in people's eyes, and I think your love interests just think that you wouldn't be interested, so to speak, because you may be attracted to pile number 1. We have something very similar. You're sort of, you're sort of in your own world, so to speak, here, and I think this reading makes all the more sense to for people like y'all, because, and I wanted to do this reading for a pile like this, because not like anyone should ever care about how other people perceive them, because it's their perception, so it doesn't really matter. And but it's sometimes good to be aware of how you're being perceived, so you can perhaps clock your own perception at times. We don't always perceive things correctly, so to speak, and I think you're ruminating over something that is really no longer serving you here, and I think you know that by number 4. So I think this is a lot about letting go. We have the 10 of Swords, we have a lot of 10s, so I feel you're definitely dwelling on the past here, and I think you really just need to let go. You need to let go of what has been. I think you really need to surrender. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I think you really just need to come to a place where you can truly surrender to the divine, to sort of take care of everything. Not everything, but do your bit every day, and just leave the rest up to God or higher power, whatever you believe in, the universe, to sort of take things. Yeah, you're definitely ruminating over the past, and you're sort of trying to move forward, but I feel you don't feel you can move forward. I don't feel you can move forward till you have that clarity, but I think the clarity you're looking for will only come as you keep progressing. And you're not someone who sort of stays stuck very much. But I think I don't even think people see you as someone who's very stuck. I think I think what is happening here is people see you, you're just someone very beautiful going about the day, very attractive, but your inner world is sort of shook. You're sort of you're figuring out yourself. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think you're trying. Even I'm trying to get at something here, but I'm not able to quite pinpoint exactly what. But you're definitely trying to. You're trying to dig deep. You're trying to dig deep for meaning and truth. But I think sometimes what you need to do is at one point you just had to surrender to certain things that you don't know, and just know that at the right time you will find the right answer. Yeah, I think that is what I'm really getting here. Pull some oracle. Okay, we have the card. We have manatee, we have dog, we have chimpanzee, mountain goat, rattlesnake, and cat. So, like I was saying, I think Spirit is giving me some synchronicity. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Yeah, so there's definitely been some sort of loss here, and people can see it in your eyes. People can see the pain you've gone through, are going through. I think you some of y'all may be in the grieving process. Some of y'all are sort of out of it, and I think right now what you need to do is you just need to be true to yourself. Your loyalty, you need to just be loyal to yourself right now. I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to distract yourself by pouring into other people. But what you really need to do, point number 4, is you need to pour into yourself. The chimpanzee card says use both your intuition and intellect to solve the problem, to get the answer to your question. So you're very intelligent and very intuitive, and you need to use both your faculties when needed. And I think you would instinctually know when to do what. And yeah, like I was saying, my thoughts are all over the place, so you definitely need to come into balance. You definitely need to ground yourself. Grounding is very, very important. You need to know that you're sort of paving your own path here, and whether you're spiritual or not, everything that has happened to you in your life has happened for a reason. Even if you can't make sense of it right now, you're meant to go through this, pile number 4. I know this is like how people see you reading, and it's just become a completely different reading for pile number 4, but just know that the experiences you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. So yeah, a lot of mixed messages in how do people see you, but I think it's also a lot of people looking at you, and I think what you're focused on is your own growth, and you need to independently do what you need to do. You need to just follow your own path here. You really, really need to just follow your own path here, and that may also include you sort of forging your own way forward, where nothing seems like the answer. You are the answer, and the answer will come from you. So you just need to allow yourself to. I think you need to let go of attachments also. I think you're holding on to certain things that are really no longer serving you, pile number 4. So it could be addictions for some, it could be people for some else, some other people, so take what resonates. Yeah. A very powerful mixed message reading. Again, that's all I had for pile number 4. Again, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you like the video, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment, and my email ID and my Instagram handle is given in the description box below. If you would like to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. Thank you.